Hello there, Aries. Welcome back to my channel, Divine Nudges. I hope everything is going well with you, Aries. I took a little bit of a hiatus from the channel. So if you're still here, if you're still a subscriber, thank you so much. I love and appreciate you. Aries, we're just going to take a look and see what's on your mind, what's going on with you. Try to sort through some things, see if there's anything to sort through, or see if, messages just indicate that you're on the right path. Let's see what's going on with Aries. What's on Aries' mind at the time of watching this video, Spirit? What does Aries need to know? What is Aries thinking? How is Aries feeling? Okay, this one's been... Okay, Aries. So there could be a situation when it comes to matters of friendship or community. Maybe someone is celebrating a little bit too much. There could be some maternal issues as well, some issues with a mother. There could also be a situation here, Aries, where your finances are on your mind and how you're going to be taking care of yourself moving into the future. You've experienced some losses, okay, Aries, and this could very much have to do with the feminine energy. Perhaps, there's a friendship here with the feminine energy that has come to an end, or you recently feel let down or disappointed by someone. But I'm seeing that there are emotions here appearing, and it has something to do with a divine feminine energy. Okay, so let's see if we can get some clarity about this. What is this Three of Cups here, Spirit? Here we have the Knight of Wands. Okay, some of you may need to go on an adventure, relax, have some fun, get a little playful. Um, Maybe an unplanned trip somewhere, road trip. If someone invites you, it might be a good idea for you to go. For others of you, there may have been some action taken within a circle of friends or within a community or at some sort of an event or celebration where someone reacted prior to thinking. I'm hearing driving friends crazy. Someone might be driving their friends crazy, or your friends might be driving you crazy. Mm. What is this feminine energy? What is this Empress? Yeah, this feminine energy. Here we have really strong emotions here. Okay, so there could be someone here who, oftentimes when I think about a feminine energy and aligning with the moon, I think about hormones and feminine cycles. Okay, so there could be, um, there could be a situation here, and not to trigger anyone, but maybe an unsuccessful pregnancy, a pregnancy that didn't see. Um, that wasn't seen through to completion. If that is the case, my condolences and a huge, big hug for you. Okay. But there could be a situation with a friend right now where you feel like they're being very reactionary, maybe even being a little bit hot tempered, a little bit temperamental, maybe not making you feel like they're really your friend. Either you or this person may be in your feelings right now, and it may have something to do again with the feminine cycle, with hormones or something like that. Okay, and if it is due to an unsuccessful pregnancy, they could really still be those hormones could still be impacting them. Okay, let's see, what is this Five of Cups here, Spirit, that we're looking at? What is this Five of Cups? Something unexpected. Something perhaps unexpected. Something that you didn't see coming. Okay. This could be some dishonesty, an act of betrayal. Somebody may have been sneaky or not been transparent because this moon card here also indicates secrecy, things done in the dark, you know. So there could be some sort of a betrayal by a feminine energy, someone who kept a very important matter from you, Aries, or, at this point in time, you may have found it out. There could be a situation here, Aries, where someone has disconnected, has detached in a connection, either you or the other individual, and they really didn't give you much of a reason why. You're not really sure why. Um, so you could be mourning the loss of the connection and just feeling a little bit lost and not understanding what actually happened or what went wrong. This has to do with a love connection, Aries. There could have been a third party connection here where someone was just being, there could have been a third party in a romantic relationship where someone was being a player. Okay. And that player could have really made you feel as though, you were it for them. This person could have really said all of the right things to really just make you feel like you were the one. They were committed to you, you were exclusive, it was just you and them. Okay, so this could have been, for all intents and purposes, a really shitty person, because it doesn't seem like it played out that way, and it doesn't seem like you saw it coming. Aries, please remember to take these messages as they resonate and place them where they fit in your storyline. And if they don't fit in your storyline at all, then leave them right here for someone else to take. Okay. Um, actually, let me see what we have going on here. Pull some love messages out here for you, Aries, to see, if they will tie some of this together. Spirit, what love messages do we have for Aries today? What love messages do we have? It says here, indecisive. I know my inability to make a decision hurts you. Okay. So if you are with someone who is dating other people, they are not ready to make a commitment at this time. Be careful that this person isn't leading you on with their indecision and giving you false senses of hope. Definitely don't wait around for anyone, Aries. At least that's my advice to you. You can do what you want to do, but my advice would be not to wait around for anyone, who's kind of treating you like you are not a sense of urgency or important enough to at least make a decision one way or another. It says here, new chapter, I am moving on. So good for you if this is you. Good for you, Aries, if you are someone who was being breadcrumbed or strung along or treated like an option and you decided to move on. Oh, it says here, escape. I left when things got hard. So this person, someone may be trying to be careful for the spin the block energy, the double back energy, where, someone is trying to convince you that you gave up too quick, you gave up too easily, and they don't take accountability for the part they played in the connection coming to an end. Okay, but there could be someone in this connection, someone in this energy who really feels like someone really just wasn't committed and they gave up when things got hard. Okay. So we may have like a runaway karmic here, runaway bride, runaway groom. What else do we have here, Spirit? One more. Responsibilities. I have to take care of my financial and emotional needs. So there could be some things, there could have been a situation here, especially with this Empress card here, where there's a feminine energy who feels as if though They weren't being taken care of, or the connection was financially draining, or the connection just wasn't in a place financially where they prefer. Okay, so this could be the reason why. If you need some clarity, or if they need some clarity, it sounds like finances. Okay, finances were a big um, focal point in this connection, but also emotional needs. Okay, so if this was a connection where, someone was emotionally needy, or, the bulk of the emotional support needed to go to them, then the other person in the connection may have felt like it was one sided in that way, and that they also needed to be in a connection where emotional needs could be equally supported, right? Where someone's not taking all of the energy and center stage when it comes to that area. Okay. Um, Alrighty. Put these cards away and see what else might come up. I want to look at some oracle messages for you, though, my loves, to see, just what you might have going on the inside, or what you may need to hear, Aries. Let's take a quick look at that. See what the universe needs to communicate to Aries at this time. Spirit, what messages do we have for Aries? It says, you're too amazing to follow everyone else. Forge your own path. Okay. So you may be going through a reinvention phase right now, Aries, where you've decided, or you've realized that trying to fit into the status quo, the matrix, whatever you want to call it, it's just not your thing. You feel uncomfortable there. It's not the right size. It's not the right fit. And so you could be at a space in your life right now where you're looking to do things your way, and not according to how society thinks you should do those things, whatever those things may be. Okay. What else, Spirit? What else? Ooh, we have two. It says, stop looking outside yourself for the answers. You already know them. I love this message here. This is a message for you to connect to your higher self. This is a message for you to connect to your spirit tribe, okay? Remember that we all have universes within us, the sun, the moon, and the stars, the galaxies, right? We are microcosms of the great infinite space, okay? And so, really, you know, you don't need anybody's validation. You don't need anybody's approval. You can run an idea by someone. You can, um, feel out the temperature in the room, if you will. But that's more so for you. That's your antenna. That's your way of knowing whether or not you're around the right people, not necessarily for you to make decisions based off of those energies and those peoples and those situations and those places. Okay. And it says here, remember that it is okay to be happy. Really, it is. I love this message too, Aries, because happiness truly is a choice. And as cliche as that sounds, and as frustrating, because it's like, oh, you think I choose to be upset? Believe it or not, subconsciously we may do so. Okay. There are hormones that get produced. The brain produces hormones for everything we feel. Right. And so, yes, those chemicals, it's hormones, it's chemicals. And please forgive me because I am not well versed in this area. I'm speaking more so from a place of ignorance and very lighthearted understanding of how it all works. But with that said, the brain does produce chemicals that are connected to the things that we feel. And so, sometimes, whether we realize it or not, we're looking for a dose of that chemical. And so we choose the emotion that brings that chemical on. Okay. Neurotransmitters, the way your brain is wired. All right. Now, like I said, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a therapist, and I'm not a doctor. So I'm not giving you any medical advice here. And I'm not telling you to take any mental health issues that you have, to not take them seriously. But the universe wants you to know that it really is okay to be happy, because there may be someone out here who really does not realize that no matter what their situation is, no matter what they have going on, no matter what the people around them look like, they can still be happy because they're taken care of, they're healthy. you know there are so many reasons to be happy, and a lot of times we base our happiness on how accomplished we are, how many people like us, if the mailman was nice to us. There's so much external factors that we price into our happiness. Okay. And the universe does not want that, especially with this stop looking outside of yourself for the answers. Okay. And it says here, look around and find some signs. The universe is speaking to you. So the universe wants you to look for the signs and the answers from the universe, from your spirit side, from your higher self, not from the people and the energies around you. There are people whom, as humans, and it's not because, it's not always malicious, but as humans, we tend to guide others and give them perspective in accordance with our own experiences and reality. And so, therefore, there could be a gap or a deficit in the perspective of others that really don't align with your higher self. Okay. All right, Aries, I'm going to stop talking really quickly, but I do want to kind of pull some more tarot cards just to see, some final messages. If there's anything else showing up here, here you are, the King of Wands. Okay. What is going on with the King of Wands? So we have some masculine energy here. There may be a lot of energy, a lot of communication around you, a lot of activity, a lot of noise. Okay. There could be a lot of fast movements coming. There could be some competition going on here too, or some arguments. I'm hearing petty arguments though. Nothing that you should really concern yourself with or allow yourself to be distracted by. Yeah, there may be some people around you who have some addictions. Maybe they overdrink, maybe they over party. With the way that the reading first started out, we saw that Three of Cups earlier, and it was accompanied by the Knight of Wands. Okay, so there could be some messy behavior, messy emotions, like emotional reactions. But yeah, there could be some addictions to, with the people around you as well, some toxic connections, attachments, codependencies. Okay, there could even be some obsessive compulsive behavior going on that needs to be checked right now, Aries. Okay, it could be creating some internal conflict for you as well. Yeah, I'm hearing there's a spike, there's an increase in toxic behavior around you. And I'm feeling like this is more mental. This is very mental as well. So Aries, just be careful that you're just be kind to yourself, okay? Um because there could be a tendency towards escapism, based on the reality that you're creating in your mind. But are you creating the reality so that you have an excuse to escape? Or, just always remember to check yourself, Aries. You know what I mean? If this isn't going to be for everyone. All right. Just remember that this isn't going to be for everyone. Yeah, there is, again, some indecisiveness when it comes to a lover that's reappearing here. Okay. Aries, I feel though as though, because here we have the Two of Swords. This is a card of someone who's indecisive, unable to make a decision. This is also the card of someone who turns a blind eye, right? You know what you need to know, but you continue to make up excuses. Be careful that you're not making up excuses just to be with a lover, okay? Um, be careful that you're not allowing a lover to treat you as an option or a choice. And they're telling you that they can't make a decision, but they want you to stick around until they do. This Two of Swords card is a very instinctual card for me. there's a wolf coming behind this lady. And although she's looking at something in the distance, she has two swords around her that she's like at the ready, right? Um, so I fear for this wolf, to be honest with you. Okay. So there's something about trusting your instincts. Okay. We're not always going to get the evidence in front of us. Okay. But there's always evidence around us. Again, with that last card, pay attention to the signs and the synchronicities because the universe is sending them to you. And these signs could be signs of toxic behavior or, a bad or a negative connection that you have around you or situations or circumstances. Okay. This is, though, Aries, right? With these, with these cards being cards about decisions, you may have to elevate your decision making process, Aries. Okay. Maybe you're too casual. Maybe you can be too casual when it comes to the way that you make decisions. And there's a need to have this understanding where your reality literally is created moment to moment, decision by decision. So your decisions need to be based on this higher frequency, higher vibration of love for yourself specifically. Okay. So when you don't know the answers or you don't have the evidence, is there love? Do you feel loved? Do you feel safe? Do you feel secure? Because if not, those may be the signs that are being sent your way. Okay. Some of you may be having conversations with your fathers. Okay. And your fathers may also be saying things that kind of resonate with you. There could be some signs there as well. All righty. Some of you may feel as if though you really didn't have a good example of a father while growing up, and that plays into some of the internal conflict that you have, as well as your inability to form really strong and healthy relationships with others. Okay, so there may be a need to heal and process that pain before you even pour into a connection. You may need to pour into those wounds and seal them up. Okay. All right, Aries, I'm going to here. Let me end this reading with on a positive note, okay? And let me end this reading on a positive note. And by the way, if it's not you who didn't have a positive male role model in your life, it could be someone around you, okay? It may resonate that way. Again, please and always remember to take the messages only as they resonate and fit into your storyline, okay? All right, Aries, let's see. Spirit, please give me one card, one final word. Spirit always gives me two. Okay, we have South Node energy. Stick to your comfort zone. Let's see what that's about. Stick to your comfort zone. Let me just turn to the book on this one because I could not put it as eloquently as the book can. It says it's good to be innovative, but remember, there's no need to reinvent the wheel. Okay, so don't make something harder for yourself than it needs to be, Aries. Most of the work and the problems have already been worked out for you. The South Node of Destiny is an astral point that symbolizes your spiritual comfort zone and the experiences you came into this life having already mastered. I love that. Now we're talking about natural gifts, natural abilities, things that you're good at, and you don't even know why. Okay. And right now, you should make the most of them. Okay. So we talked about forging your own path earlier, right? Moving away from the status quo. I'm talking to someone right now who has natural gifts and natural abilities that they can leverage to forge their own path. It says you were born with special gifts that come naturally to you, and you should use them to your advantage. Embrace those goddess given talents, or we're going to say God given talents as well for the divine masculines. To embrace them today and be grateful for the things that come easy instead of exhausting yourself over the things that don't. There's a time and place for expanding your comfort zone, but it's okay to work with it Sorry. But it's okay to work within it sometimes too. Okay. So there's a need for self compassion, and there's a need for you to find the path of least resistance. And that path is going to be based on what already is a gift for you, what already comes naturally to you. Aries, I am going to leave you with the love and blessings of the universe, the divine, your spirit tribe, your loved ones. I wish you very well. Take care of yourself until we meet again. Talk to you soon, my loves.